Billboard just came out with the ranking of the best pop stars for the 21st century. They gave Beyonce the number 1 spot. They gave Taylor Swift the number 2 spot. And people are talking. They're saying, oh my gosh, this is not fair. Taylor Swift has more numbers, more stats, better tour numbers. I mean, she just is dominating right now. And she is just really on top. But Beyonce isn't really quite adding up to Taylor Swift's numbers, so people are confused as to why is the Billboard giving Beyonce the number 1 spot for the greatest pop star. And people are just having so much conversation online, and the conversation is just getting wild. Now, if you ask me, I would not compare Beyonce and Taylor Swift at all. It kind of gives like comparing oranges to apples. You know, Beyonce is like a powerhouse like act, and Taylor Swift is like a generic pop star. And it's not to downplay Taylor Swift at all, but her music, I feel like we can name 5 to 6 other artists that can make Taylor Swift's music, but we can't name 5 to 6 other artists that can make Beyonce's music. You know what I'm saying? So it just shows you like, you know, you can't really compare them at all. But let's get into the video. Yes, so first things first, people are bringing up numbers. They're saying, wait, Taylor Swift deserves this because Taylor Swift, you know, her tour is estimated to do over $1 billion, and Beyonce's Renaissance tour only did $500 million, okay? Now, the whole tour thing is fine. I get the conversation there, but then again, Taylor Swift has been on tour for almost like a year and a half. Beyonce's tour was just like a summertime and a bit of fall. So you can't really compare, you know what I'm saying, like the two. Because if Beyonce went on tour that long and did more locations, she would definitely do Taylor Swift numbers, okay? You know, Taylor Swift, her streaming numbers are very high. Her album sales are higher than Beyonce's right now. You know, like Taylor Swift, you know, she has the numbers. And people keep bringing up numbers, but a lot of times numbers are cool, but numbers don't always represent impact, which is why Beyonce got number 1. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, anybody can get 1 million streams. Anybody can get 1 million, you know, views. But can you have longevity and you know, have that like grasp on the culture? Beyonce's longevity has lasted over 25 years, which proves her iconic reign till today. You know what I'm saying? And like, I feel like honestly, in my opinion, comparing Beyonce and Taylor Swift is a big insult to Beyonce, period. Because if anything, Beyonce, like her quality of art is way higher than Taylor Swift's. No shade. Of course Beyonce won, you know? Now let's get into like the whole like, you know, commercial dominance. You know, Taylor Swift, she has you know, sold over 200 million records, okay? She has many, many Grammy wins, and she has 7 Billboard 200 number 1 albums, okay? Many people argue that Taylor Swift's ability to consistently top the charts and transition seamlessly from country to pop to indie is like, you know, a mark of her generational influence. But I don't think that counts as much. I'm sorry. I don't think that counts. I don't care how many records she sold. I don't care how many Grammys she gets. Taylor Swift's art isn't necessarily as, you know, meaningful as Beyonce's music. You know what I'm saying? And number 1s don't really matter. You know, like think about now, there are so many artists who get number 1s on the Billboard chart, and we have no idea what that song is, you know? Like nowadays, we can't say, oh my gosh, a song went number 1, Taylor Swift is number 1, and it means something. No. Back in the day, if a song went number 1, everybody knew it. But nowadays, it doesn't take much to get to number 1. Okay? People are bringing up, you know, the whole entire like album sales thing now. Taylor Swift, she drops a lot of like, you know, bulk of just projects for an album. Taylor be dropping vinyls and all these aggressive deluxe versions of her albums, you know? So I just feel like, honestly, like if Beyonce did the same thing, Beyonce would have the same amount of numbers as Taylor Swift, or if not more than Taylor Swift. No shade. Now, you know, I feel like, honestly, a big part of this is just racism, okay? No shade. There is a lot of underlying racial dynamics, okay? Beyonce, as a Black woman, she faces an additional layer of scrutiny and criticism in a lot of ways that Taylor Swift actually doesn't. You know, and in a predominantly white industry like pop music, you know, race often becomes a hidden factor in how artists are recognized and celebrated. No shade. First off, if Beyonce was white, there would be no conversation at all regarding Beyonce's number 1 spot. Everybody would be like, oh my gosh, yeah, she deserves. It wouldn't even be that much conversation. But because Beyonce is a Black woman, there's still people questioning, you know, her worth as such. You know what I'm saying? And also, we got to kind of like, you know, peel back some layers here. The reason why Taylor Swift is so successful right now is because she transitions from country music to pop music, okay? Which is a major audience change, okay? And that helped her get a lot of commercial success, okay? And that commercial success comes from the generic pop songs and the generic beats, you know, the generic thing. And that is a major contributing factor to her success. Not because she has any like creative mastermind like projects in a way where it's like changing the trajectory of music. No. Is she a mastermind with her marketing? Yes, Taylor Swift is a mastermind with marketing, but her music itself isn't necessarily like anything new. Like I said, I can name about 10 to 15 other artists that can make the same song that Taylor Swift made, and it will fit right into their catalog. Okay, if you get a person to recreate a Beyonce song, or like have a song Beyonce made and put into their catalog, people gonna know, oh, that's a Beyonce song, because Beyonce has cultural impact in terms of music. And also, Taylor Swift's fan base is like predominantly white, okay? And Beyonce, her fan base is a bit more diverse, but however, Taylor Swift, she is viewed by some as, more palatable, while Beyonce's blackness becomes, a cultural asset and like almost a barrier to mainstream spaces. So that's why Beyonce will, she won't always be as big as Taylor Swift when it comes to commercial success, because at the end of the day, she is a black woman and she will be shut out of certain spaces, such as for example, she dropped a country album. She got shut out of the Country Music Awards, like she isn't going to always be able to, have that same mainstream opportunity simply because she's black. While she's Beyonce and she's so successful, if Beyonce was white, she would be even way more successful now. She will have even more Grammys. She will have so much more just numbers and all the stuff that y'all brag about Taylor Swift having. Yeah, Beyonce would have that plus 10,000. You know what I'm saying? All that and then some, for sure. Now let's get into the whole talent conversation, the whole talent thing. We talked about cultural impact. We talked about, racism, all that stuff. But let's get into talent. Okay, they're saying that Taylor Swift is just not talented at all, and she does not even deserve to be on this list. I will not say that at all. She's a marketing genius. She's great at songwriting, and she knows how to sell a story. She knows how to sell a feeling in her music, and she also knows how to make people who listen to her feel heard. It's just, that's something she's good at. Beyonce does it too, but Taylor Swift's songwriting is a bit more poetic in a way, and Beyonce is a bit more, like flavorful, soul, deep. It has a lot of just rich feeling in her lyrics, So they both are pretty talented when it comes to the music thing. When it comes to making music, there's definitely some level of talent there. You can't be this big and have no talent. I mean, what are you, J-Lo? But no, let's not act like Taylor Swift is just not talented at all and she's just this, industry plant. No. Taylor Swift is not this talentless girl. No, I would never say that about Taylor Swift. I would never say that at all. She knows how to make a hit. That's one thing for sure. And she writes all her music. Yes, Taylor Swift writes all her music. That is a skill. If you are writing all your music, that's major. That's time consuming. You know what I'm saying? Taylor Swift's name is on every single track that she has made. And it's only her name and one other artist, whether it's a producer or maybe one other songwriter, and that's about it. But Beyonce, she has at least 10 writers on some songs, so it's just it's tricky sometimes. It's tricky, but we cannot act like talent is not in the picture at all here with any of these artists. No, talent is definitely there. Now, when it comes to performances, we don't even need to get into this at all. Let's not even go there. Let's not go there. Beyonce blows it out the water every single time. Beyonce could literally do a show in her sleep, and Taylor Swift would literally be seen somewhere sweating out of distress. Okay, Beyonce has Taylor Swift beat by miles. So I don't even know why that's even a conversation at all. They're saying, oh, but Taylor Swift can sell out more shows than Beyonce. That doesn't mean anything. That does not mean anything at all. Okay, stop. Like I said, commercial success and being palatable can sometimes blind people to real impact. Okay, people are bringing up Grammys. Okay, the tension between Beyonce and Taylor Swift has been intense over the years, especially during major award seasons. Okay, because look, Beyonce, she has repeatedly been overlooked for major categories of the Grammys, most notably the Album of the Year snub for Lemonade. Okay, while Taylor Swift, a Grammy darling, she gets praised a lot for her mainstream success and her songwriting. It's just people keep bringing up the Grammy thing, but Taylor Swift's, she's more palatable. You know what I'm saying? That's why she has the Grammy for Album of the Year. Okay, y'all keep saying, oh, well, Beyonce don't have Album of the Year Grammy. Beyonce don't have a Grammy for Beyonce. We know why she doesn't have that, okay? The year that she was nominated for Album of the Year, okay, it was given to Adele for Lemonade. So it's You know what I'm saying? It's like, no. And also, Beyonce has always been seen as the artistic risk taker, you know, like pushing boundaries, you know, doing new albums, country music, house music, you know, sonically and visually, you know, doing surprise drops, testing the waters, you know. But Taylor Swift, you know, she's often seen as the safe bet, you know what I'm saying, in terms of mainstream appeal. Like, she does what can get her more numbers and what can get her more, you know, climbs on the chart and more pop hits, you know, versus Beyonce, she's actually in it for the art. So the division contributes to the ongoing rivalry and perception of who should be recognized as the greatest pop star. And I think with that whole Grammy thing and the art thing, I feel like we can't factor in the Grammys to this whole conversation. That's just insane, for real. And overall, Beyonce has just caused way more conversations in music as an artist, you know, that Taylor Swift just has not done. Like, I'm sorry, she hasn't. She has caused conversations that has, you know, made her career go more popular and more famous, yes, but Beyonce is like, she has consistently shaped music, you know, like she molds music to be what it is today. And Taylor Swift just has not done that. Like, she is the blueprint for, you know, mainstream classical pop girl, you know, oh my gosh, top 40 hits, you know, like she's molded that, but from a creative standpoint, no, okay, I'm sorry. Taylor Swift has served as like the soundtrack to millennials coming of age stories, you know, like you know, like that's what she's for. Beyonce has like crafted like music that can like be felt in your soul. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to explain, but it's just it's a clear difference here, you know? People are bringing up streams too. Streams don't matter. Streams don't matter. Okay? Like I said, Taylor Swift, she's just more mainstream and more palatable to the average American, average audience. You know, it is what it is, you know, but comment down below, okay? Why can't people just look at the number one and number two as a celebration? Why does it have to be looked at as a competition? Why does it have to be a whole who's this, who's better? And like, you know, even when they're trying to be celebrated from Billboard, there's still a competition within that. And I'm pretty sure that Taylor Swift herself would not want to be number one. I'm pretty sure Taylor Swift would choose Beyonce as well. And Taylor Swift has said time and time again that, you know, Beyonce has inspired her to continue to evolve as an artist. Okay? So it is what it is. But comment down below. Let's chat. Let's have a conversation. And yes, what's your opinion? All right, y'all. Subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe. All right, y'all. Thank you for watching. Be safe.